Imagine earning money from your website. Okay, now imagine doing that without a single person ever clicking on it. Sounds almost like a riddle, doesn't it? But, well, it's not only possible, it's actually happening. One website reportedly made almost $2,000 that way, $1,971. No clicks, just its information being used.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to unpack a really big shift happening in the digital world, one that's kind of reshaping how content creators can actually get paid. We're talking about Cloudflare's new pay-per-crawl idea and what it means for creating content now, with AI everywhere.
Yeah, and our mission today is basically to give you a blueprint, a way to navigate, maybe even dominate, in what we're calling the zero-click era. We'll get into Google's recent big content purges, how AI is changing what content is even worth, and what Cloudflare's move really signals for your website or your online stuff.
hmm We'll look back a bit at how content creation got here, explore why AI is, well, both a bit scary and a huge opportunity, and then we'll lay out some real practical strategies and tools you can use to succeed in this new landscape. Let's really explore this. So let's start with this pay-per-crawl thing. Cloudflare, they're a huge company basically running parts of the internet's plumbing. They announced something pretty groundbreaking. AI companies like Google, OpenAI, those guys might actually start paying websites just for the right to crawl their content.
Right, just for the bots to read it, not for humans clicking.
Exactly. That almost $2,000 figure we mentioned. That was earned directly from AI using the content. No human click-through. It's kind of like a giant library charging an AI for every single book it scans and learns from, even if nobody ever checks that book out. It's a completely different way of thinking about value.
And what's really interesting is how this tackles what we call the zero-click problem head-on. For years, the deal was simple. Make good content, search engines, send people, people click, you make money from ads or selling stuff. Simple loop.
That was the handshake, yeah.
But AI summaries, those little boxes at the top of Google, they break that handshake. You search, say, how to tie a Windsor knot. Google's AI gives you the steps right there. Boom. You got your answer.
And the website that originally wrote those steps?
Gets nothing. No click, no traffic. Gone. And this isn't small potatoes. Similar web data suggests something like, 69% of Google searches now end with 0 clicks. 69%.
Wow.
Yeah. That's slowly squeezing the life out of creators who rely on that old traffic model. So Cloudflare's pay-per-crawl is like a direct challenge saying, hey, if you want our data, you got to pay.
So, okay, if your content isn't getting clicks like it used to, what's its actual value now? How do you measure it?
Well, the value shifts, doesn't it? It becomes about how useful your data is to the AI, not just how many humans click on it.
To really get a handle on this, and it helps to look back a bit, the SEO wars, right? For those of us who've been doing this a while, you remember the early days, the real Wild West? Just stuffing keywords in, like repeating blue widgets 50 times hoping to rank.
Oh, yeah, the good old days. Maybe not so good.
Right. And then Google dropped Panda and Penguin updates, big crackdowns on low-quality stuff, spammy links. People's traffic just vanished overnight.
Absolutely. Google's always been moving towards rewarding real value and punishing the tricks. Fast forward to late 2022, ChatGPT arrives. Suddenly everyone's panicking. SEO is dead. AI will just answer everything.
I remember that panic well.
But it wasn't that simple, was it? First, smart people used AI to make their content better, richer, but then came the flood. Just tons and tons of cheap, mass-produced AI articles hitting the web. Junk. Mostly. So by now, 2025, those SEO is dead worries. They're kind of coming true, but not how we thought. It's the AI overviews, the zero-click answers right in search results. And that's the perfect setup for Cloudflare to step in and say, okay, AI engines, you want to learn from our publishers' hard work for your answers? Time to pay up. It's a whole new game.
And speaking of rewarding value, we absolutely have to talk about the Great Purge. Google's updates in March 2024. That wasn't just a tweak. It felt like an earthquake for a lot of site owners. Imagine losing like half your business overnight.
Yeah, it was brutal for some.
Google basically said, enough is enough. They were making a massive statement about cleaning up unhelpful content. It hit on two fronts. First, the core spam update, just a direct attack. Google claimed it cut down spammy, unoriginal stuff by 45%.
45%? That's huge.
It targeted things like scaled content abuse, just churning out tons of low-quality pages automatically, and expired domain abuse, buying old websites just for their link juice.
Right, trying to game the system.
Yeah.
They also hit site reputation abuse. That's basically junk content piggybacking on a trusted site's reputation. Think like those CNET coupon directories that got hit.
Yeah, and it wasn't just small sites. Big names like Forbes Advisor, Business Insider reportedly saw huge traffic drops. CNN, USA Today too. Google sent a message.
A loud one.
But here's the really fascinating bit, the insight for where AI SEO is going. A lot of those pages that got penalized in normal search results, they kept showing up inside Google's AI overviews.
Whoa, wait. So good enough for the AI to learn from.
Exactly. Good enough for the AI to scrape and summarize, but not good enough for Google to actually recommend directly to a human. That's the new dual standard we're dealing with.
So does this mean AI is kind of finding value differently than human searchers, forcing us to rethink what quality even means?
It definitely means content value is being redefined. AI's needs and preferences are now a huge factor in what succeeds.
Okay, so this new reality, this dual standard, it forces Google to get way better at spotting genuinely useful stuff. And their framework for that is EEE.
Right.
The first E is the big one, the new addition, experience. Google's asking, seriously asking, has the author actually done the thing, used the product, gone to the place? No more AI writing travel guides from a server room in Ohio about hiking the Alps. That's kind of over. Then you have expertise. Do you really know your stuff? Or are you like a certified mechanic talking about engine repair, or just someone who read a manual? Then authoritativeness. Is your name, your brand, seen as a go-to source in your specific little corner of the world? And finally, trustworthiness. Is your info accurate, honest, not just trying to sell something? And the key insight here, I think, is focus, niching down. It's way easier to be the #1 recognized expert on, I don't know, chair workouts for seniors than just workouts generally. Find your zone.
That makes perfect sense. And it leads right into debunking what you call the one-post myth. For years, the advice was quantity. Pump out content, thousands of posts.
Yeah, the content treadmill.
But the data now, it just doesn't support that anymore. Quality trumps quantity massively.
Look at CNET's big air fryer review article. Just one piece, super detailed, lots of testing. Industry folks estimate that one single page pulls in something like $3,200 a month in affiliate commissions.
That's a lot per month.
Per month. That's like almost $40,000 a year from one article.
It's incredible. So the new strategy for AI SEO is clear. It's not just about writing one great post instead of 100 okay ones. It's about making that one post so packed with real, provable experience, unique insights, actual testing, that the AI has to learn from it and humans feel compelled to click and read the whole thing.
So the big question for creators then is, how do you actually show your unique experience in this ocean of generic AI stuff?
Yeah, your personal stories, the real-world proof, the photos.
Yeah.
That's your secret weapon now, isn't it? Mid-roll sponsor, read mention script, not included. Okay, let's shift to the playbook, the AI SEO playbook. This isn't about finding loopholes. It's the real blueprint for actually doing well, maybe even dominating in this AI era. So if your site got hammered by those Google updates, step 1 is triage. You got to stop the bleeding.
Right. First, audit and prune ruthlessly. You got to look at your content like a battlefield surgeon. Does it scream EEAT or is it thin? Generic, just kind of soulless AI output. You have to be willing to do what some people call the Thanos snap, just delete it. Or commit to a serious rewrite, no half measures.
Okay, harsh but necessary. Then what?
Step 2, analyze your survivors, the stuff that didn't get hit. Those are your North Stars now. Get obsessed. Why did these pages survive? What experience do they show? What questions do they answer uniquely? Your whole recovery plan has to be built around making more stuff like that.
Got it. Focus on how it works.
Now, for the new strategy, for everyone moving forward, principle #1, go for the head. Remember Thor in Infinity War? Wasted his shot. You gotta go for the head.
Okay, Thor analogy. I like it. What's the head in SEO?
The head is commercial intent. Stop chasing those really broad, high-volume questions like, what is an air fryer? The AI answers those directly now. 0 clicks for you.
Right.
Focus instead on keywords showing someone's ready to buy or make a decision. Best air fryer for a small apartment. MailChimp versus ConvertKit for authors. These need opinions, comparisons, real experience, stuff AI really struggles to fake convincingly. They're more defensible and honestly usually more profitable too.
That makes sense. Defensible ground. What's next?
Principle #2, and this is maybe the most important. Show your work. This is how you build that moat the AI can't cross. Remember that E for experience and EEAT. It's your superpower now. The old internet joke, pics or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's basically SEO now.
Okay. So, real proof.
Exactly. Don't just list camera specs. Show original photos you took with it. Tell a quick story about using it on that messy family trip. Don't just write a generic travel guide. Put a selfie of you looking tired but happy at the summit for a recipe. Show photos of your kitchen, maybe even the mess you made. Add a note about that time you burnt the whatever it is. That's the human stuff.
That personal touch, the authenticity.
Yeah. And full disclosure, I still wrestle with this myself sometimes, making sure every single piece really shows my unique experience, not just summarizing information. It's a constant effort. You have to consciously decide to do it.
Whoa. But imagine the depth there.
Yeah.
The sheer amount of unique human experience, nuance, feeling you can share that AI just fundamentally cannot replicate.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty powerful when you think about it.
It really is. Okay. Principle number 3. Speak robot and human. You've got two audiences now. The human reading it, the AI scanning it. You got to be bilingual. Think C3PO, fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, or at least 2.
Okay, C3PO for SEO. How?
For the AI, make it easy to understand. Use structured schema data. That's basically just code that labels your content clearly for machines, like putting big, bold tags on information. Use clear headings, maybe phrase them as questions the AI might look for.
Okay, machine-readable.
And for the human, write for the summary, but win with the depth. Assume those first couple of sentences might get pulled into an AI overview, so make them tight, concise, packed with info. But the rest of the article needs the good stuff, the stories, the unique data, the troubleshooting tips, the personality that makes someone want to click through or read more.
Got it. Hook them fast. Keep them with depth.
Exactly. And principle number 4. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Relying only on Google traffic, that ship has sailed, or it's sinking. You gotta diversify. Think like the Wu-Tang Clan advised. Diversify your bonds.
Okay, Wu-Tang financial advice for SEO.
I'm here for it.
Your main website or blog, that's the hub. But turn those articles into YouTube videos. Chop them up for TikTok or Reels. Make Pinterest graphics, LinkedIn carousels. Build a whole ecosystem around your core content. Be everywhere your audience might be.
That makes sense. Build resilience. So what about tools for this new era? Well, you'll need a new toolkit. Look into AI SEO Analyzer plugins. These are popping up now. They can help monitor which AI bots are crawling your site, maybe even let you block some kind of, like a bouncer saying, "You shall not pass," getting ready for that pay-per-crawl future. They also help you optimize for AI readability, add that schema markup easily.
Useful.
And for diversification, think about traffic diversification tools. Stuff like video creation software, maybe Canva or Visme for making those infographics and social media visuals. Maybe even tools to build interactive things like calculators or quizzes to engage people differently. So, listening to all this, which of these principles, these changes, feels like the biggest hurdle for you to implement with your own content? For me, it's probably balancing that technical side, the machine readability, the schema, with keeping the writing genuinely human and engaging. That's a tricky tightrope to walk. All this change, these updates, it's created a lot of confusion, maybe even fear out there. Website owners, businesses, they're scrambling. And that confusion, that's a massive opportunity.
So?
Because there's suddenly huge demand for people who understand this new landscape, a new kind of expert. The AI SEO Specialist.
So new service industries emerging from this.
Totally. Think about the services needed. AI SEO audits, going through a site, checking for EEFT, checking if it's machine readable, content transformation, taking old posts and retrofitting them with experience, data, personality, and traffic recovery plans, figuring out why a site got hit and building a strategy to get back on track based on these new rules. It's a real high-demand consulting path opening up.
That's a really interesting angle, a legitimate career path born from this disruption.
So thinking about your own skills, your own knowledge, how might this shift actually open up new possibilities for your own expertise?
Yeah, your specific insights, your niche knowledge, that could definitely be the core of a valuable new service or even a business. So let's try to wrap our heads around this. What's the big takeaway here? SEO isn't dead. Not even close. It feels more like it's evolving, maybe finally growing up. For years, so much of it felt like trying to find loopholes, trick the algorithm. Now it seems like success isn't about being the cleverest trickster. It's about being the most genuinely helpful, the most experienced, the most trustworthy expert in whatever it is you do.
Exactly. That's the core shift. Those who really lean into this, who create content from real experience, who structure it smartly for both humans and machines, they're not just going to survive, they're going to thrive. Quality, driven by that authentic experience, consistently beats just churning out more and more mediocre stuff. That's the winning formula now.
And looking ahead, with things like Cloudflare's pay-per-crawl idea floating around, we might be heading towards a future where creators actually get compensated for their expertise, their data's value, even if no one clicks a link. That's a pretty profound potential change to the whole online economy.
It really is. Which leads to maybe the final question for everyone listening. What unique experience, what specific knowledge do you have that an AI could simply never replicate or convey authentically?
That's a great question to reflect on. We really encourage you to look at your own content, your own expertise through this lens of EEAT, especially that experience part, and the whole show your work idea.
Yeah, and challenge yourself. How can you structure what you know so it speaks clearly and powerfully to both the robots and the humans?
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the shifting sands of content and AI. We hope you'll keep exploring these ideas.
Remember, the future really does seem to be helpful and deeply human. Out Tiro music.